Everyone, thank you so much for joining the VoxChimp application overview. In this video, we will cover the tools that really power your VoxChimp, specifically the agent and search functionality. So let's start with the agent. The agent itself is really a large language model and the ability to call the large language model while using the VoxChimp application. This becomes extremely powerful given that the VoxChimp application is a transcription productivity tool, and having the ability to call a large language model while you're in your workflow really saves a lot of time and increases your productivity overall. You're able to call the large language model using a separate hotkey that you will configure, and I will show you in more detail. And of course, you're able to choose from a multitude of large language models. For my setup, I've got OpenAI set as my large language model that I prefer to use. As you can see, I've got 5.4 mini. But yes, let's configure it and you'll get more information. So if I clicked on configure settings, I can see all of the settings around the agent itself. I have enabled agent mode. Of course, it can be disabled. I will enable it. And I have set my activation hotkey. We have 3 presets that you can choose from. And obviously this is in combination with your transcription hotkey. In terms of the providers, we have set a number as well. We've got Anthropic, OpenAI, Gemini, Grok, Copilot, and then we have 2 local options for those that would really like to keep every piece of data local. So we're thinking, pharmaceutical environments, and other regulated environments like potentially banking, insurance, and law. You might want to leverage a locally hosted model for information. The nice thing is you can set them up and go into the app and change it. So if you're working in a specific setting whereby you might feel that a model is better performing. So say, for example, you're in a creative space, perhaps OpenAI is your preferred choice. When you're more in the detail of data analytics, you might want to change to Anthropic, for example. In terms of the actual model that you call, we've left open for you. One caveat to just mention is that, of course, when you are using these large language models, you do send data to the large language model. So, for example, if you're working on personal information, for example, that you don't really want leaving your computer, just be aware of that. As for the rest of VoxChimp, everything is sitting on your laptop and never leaves. In terms of API keys, that's how we connect to these models. If you don't know how to find your API key, we do have some support documentation on the website that you can have a look at, and it explains how to do so. For this example, I have obviously included my API key already. I've saved it and I can test the connection. It will say connected. Often if it fails, it's due to budgets. You maybe exceeded your usage or the model service provider is down at the time. Then the last small functionality of agents is voice output. And this is a tool we built, or a tool, I guess, that we built for the agent. And what it does is it will, after doing the task that you've asked it to do, it will read out what it's done. I will give an example of this in a demo, but this becomes quite interesting when you are doing a spec document or potentially an article, and you want to learn about a certain topic while you're still in your workflow. It's very useful in that sense. So yeah, it can call the latest news, for example, and read out that news article for you, or that summary of the news article for you, while you're still in your workflow. Today we've set, I've got this set off, so I'll set that on for the demo. But we have Apple, which is on device and free. We've also integrated with OpenAI, 11 Labs, and Google Cloud text to speech. So in terms of voice options, you do have plenty. Then with regards to the voice, you can obviously choose a bunch of different types of voices based on the service provider that you're using. You can adjust the speed, and then you can obviously test the voice. The Apple voices are slightly robotic, so here's an example of it.
VoxChimp voice output is working.
So you get the drift. That's the model that's outputting the set text that I've set. Then with regards to search, if I go back, I will just go to the home screen and click on search. Search allows your large language model to search the web. A lot of models don't have that out of the box, so we've included that here, giving your model the latest information, or your agent the latest information, as opposed to reciting information from its training data. With regards to setting this, the search provider, you can set a number of different search providers. Again, very similar to how you would do it with the large language model. You have your API key. Once you've pasted it in, you can test the connection, and it's done. Now for the demo, what I will do is just bring a notepad open here. And what I'm going to do is say, give an example of me and my workflow. I might be writing a small message to a colleague about spec-driven architecture. So I might just start off by saying, VoxChimp spec-driven architecture. There we go. And now I'm going to call my agent to give me a small summary of what spec-driven architecture is. What is spec-driven architecture? Give me a short paragraph explaining this. As you can see, it says actioning general assistant.
Spec-driven architecture is an approach where the system's specifications are...
And you could hear it start to talk and recite what it had researched. You can pause that and start that at any time. Very useful again when you're doing a set of work like this. You might want to continue working and start typing and typing and typing, and you're playing and hearing what the model is saying as you go. So that is agent in a nutshell. Of course, you can do a whole bunch of different things. Let me just turn the voice off so that we don't have that interfering with the voiceover. I'll turn that off, and I can say to the model, if I select this text, I copy it onto my clipboard, and I say, itemize this in bullet points. See, it will do this for me. So that's agents and search. In the next video, we will cover the insights and voice health. So stay tuned for that.